5 ways to become a better musician. Let's get started. Hi, and welcome to HarmonicaJoe.com, where I provide high quality, in-depth musical instruction for harmonica players. So you want to become a better musician and a better harmonica player. Well, there's a few things that I found over the years in my quest to become a better musician that have worked for me, so I thought I would pass some of those things along to you in this video. The first of that would be to set goals. I like to set short-term goals and long-term goals. What I mean by that is, with a short-term goal, it could just be something like, hey, I want to learn the Dorian mode in 3rd position on my harmonica, or I want to learn the natural minor scale in 4th position, that type of thing. They're not long-term goals, they're short-term goals. So either of these can be from a day, it might only take a day, depends on your ability, or it could take a week or 2 weeks. You know, even I'd say up to a month would be like a short-term goal. So the first thing you have to do is you have to find the information, because if you don't know how to make a Dorian scale and how to write it out on a piece of paper, well, then you're going to have to find out and start there. So you found the information, you know, now we have to implement it onto our instrument, and that's going to take time as well. Okay, so like for example, I have a video on how to play in 3rd position. You can go to that video now and I show you how to play that scale in 3rd position on your C harmonica. One person might take a day to learn it, another person might take an hour, somebody else might take 2 weeks. Now the other end of that is, hey, you know, I thought it was going to take me 2 days to learn this, how to play in 3rd position, but it's taken me a lot longer and I still don't get it, and I'm 2 weeks in and I've been working at it. You know, what's wrong with me? But you know, there's nothing wrong with you. It just takes a little bit longer, that's all. So, and that's the other side of being flexible. It's going to take longer sometimes to learn what you're trying to learn, because you might not be at the level you think you're at. Okay, so as far as learning or your ability to play the instrument. The other side of that is a long-term goal. Now what I mean by that is, it could be 6 months, it could be a year out. I wouldn't really go further than a year, at least for me personally. If that works for you, that's okay. An example of that would be, say 6 months from now, I want to learn 10 songs. And what I mean by that is maybe learn the lyrics, learn the guitar chords or how to play the chords on the piano, and learn how to play the harmonica part to those songs. In a year's time, you could make it 20 songs or 25 songs. So it doesn't have to be songs. It could be even, hey, I want to learn to play single notes in 6 months. All right, or I want to learn a Little Walter solo. I want to learn the solo to Juke from beginning to end, just, you know, exactly like Little Walter played it. That might take a year. That's a long solo that he plays, and it's not that easy to play. That might take a year to learn that and memorize it as well. So, okay, item number 2 on my list of 5 things to help you grow to be a better musician would be one of these guys. A metronome. You can use one of these guys, an actual metronome, or you can get a metronome app on your phone. They have lots of metronome apps for free and paid ones on for all kinds of smartphones. Now we use a metronome because we want to get better at with our timing. What a metronome does is, all it does is it makes a clicking sound. That's it. Some have more beeps. I highly recommend getting one, whether you do an app on your smartphone or if you get an actual metronome. I'll put a link to one down in the description box below if you're interested in just an actual metronome itself. This third idea kind of ties in with the metronome, and that is to practice slowly. Okay, so I had a really great music teacher years ago. He told me to don't play any faster than you can play it perfectly. There's a lot of truth to that. You know, most of the time we try to whiz through something and learn a lick or learn a scale or something, an exercise, and we play it way too fast, and we end up learning it with mistakes. Because as you make the mistakes, well, here, for example, do you ever notice trying to learn a lick or learn, say, you know, a couple lines of a Little Walter song, and you keep stopping at the same spot and keep missing the same note every time? Because you taught yourself to do that. You've actually learned the mistake, and now you have to go and make the extra effort to unlearn the mistake and to be able to play the lick or the line perfectly. So, but if you had just slowed down and practiced it slowly over and over again, all the way through the lick from beginning to end, chances are you would have learned it the correct way, and then you can take it, speed it up, and it's going to be a lot better. It's a lot less painful than going back and having to unlearn a mistake and then relearn the whole thing all over again. Believe me, I know that because I do that. I still do that, even though I know better. So don't beat yourself up for doing it, but just when it happens, acknowledge it and say, oh, I know what this is. I'm playing too quickly. Again, don't play any quicker than you can play it perfectly. And if you just remember that, you'll be way ahead of the game. Okay, this fourth idea for practicing, record yourself. Very important to do. Not many people do it. I used to do this all the time. I used to record myself in my practice sessions, and I would go back and listen to it and cringe at how it sounded. You record it, listen back to it, and you hear the truth. Okay? So it's important to listen back to your recordings. Don't share it with anybody. This is just for you and you're listening. If you listen back to it and it's total hard stuff and you don't want anybody to hear it, then just erase it. So record yourself often, and listen to it with an open mind. Okay, don't be hard on yourself. Don't go beating yourself up or say, man, I sound terrible and all that. It's not going to be perfect. Now, the last idea that I want to talk about in becoming a better musician is to learn songs. How many times have you been put on the spot as a harmonica player or as a guitar player or something by a family member or at Christmas time, or you're at a party or something like that, and somebody says, hey, play me a song. And you're like a deer in headlights. You're like, I don't know what to play. What should I play? And you can't think of anything because you never really learned a song. Now, we all know like the first 3 chords of a song or something like that, but it's a little harder to actually know the entire song. Just take some time. And now this is where the long-term goal that we talked about in the beginning of this video, the long-term goal comes into play here. So, hey, I want to learn a song over the course of the next month. So you want to take a long-term goal and maybe say, hey, I want to learn 1 song in a month. So I would say, 1 song a month, maybe 2 songs a month. The whole idea of having goals is it's motivation to get from one place to another. I want to get to be a better musician, a better harmonica player. So that's the 5 things. So if you like this video, please hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. I'll be coming out with some more videos now. Take a look at my older videos as well. You can go to my website. I've got some tabs on there and some more information, HarmonicaJoe.com. Share this video with your other musician friends, and I'll see you on the next one.